speaking today. On behalf of the TRIO Student Support Services and Western Nebraska Community College, I'm very proud to introduce Ryan and Roy, all the way from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, so give them a hand.
Thank you guys. I have to say sorry at first, my voice is pretty hoarse. I did a workshop yesterday in Oklahoma with 1,300 middle school students, and they are nuts. So my voice is a little bit hoarse. So thank you for the microphone. So we get to travel around. This is my friend Roy. I'm Ryan. We get to talk to all sorts of groups. Some young groups like I did yesterday, some professional groups. We travel across the country, across the world, and we work with groups. And we talk about leadership, which is a very, very broad term. And so anytime we step into an arena like this and we say we want to talk about leadership, I want to kind of lay the framework of what leadership looks like to me and what it means to Roy and myself so that we can then share that conversation. But it's not just enough for me to talk about it. I think that there are these little assessments that we've developed that help us describe what leadership means to us. So I want to show them to you, and then we can talk about that together. This first one, I'm going to put the microphone down. I'm going to show you what not to do, and I'm going to show you what to do. So when everyone put two thumbs in the air, just like this. Very simple. At no point in time during this assessment do I want you to have both thumbs extended at the same time, okay? So none of this. All right, I want you to extend your index fingers. At no point in time do I want to see both of your index fingers extended. So none of this. I want you to show me your hand pistols. They look like this. All right? None of this business. All right? No hand pistols. So no thumbs, no index fingers, no hand pistols. That's what not to do. This is what to do. I want you to put one thumb up in the air just like this. I want you to extend one index finger. All I want you to do, this is very simple, just switch, just like this. No two thumbs up at the same time, no two index fingers extended, and no hand pistols at the same time. Keep trying.
You got it?
You were really good at it, by the way. You were good at it before I pointed you out. To me, leadership means trying new things, even if they seem a little bit uncomfortable. And you might have been like me and said, I should be able to do this, right? This should be simple. Well, try new things. So today, my encouragement to you as we spend a couple hours together, if you're typically the person that doesn't speak very much, well, here's a good, safe place for you to engage in conversation. If you're typically the person that is in front of the crowd, like myself speaking all the time, this might be a good opportunity to step back. So for us, this is a chance for us to try new things, to continue to grow, to continue to learn. This next one, I want you to put 4 fingers in the air, just like this. I do want to see your hand pistol. Point your 4 fingers. All I want you to do is just switch, just like this. Back and forth. To me, leadership means not just trying new things, even if they seem uncomfortable. It also means learning from our mistakes and continually striving to get better. So today, my encouragement to you is let this be a safe place where we can share, we can have conversations that might be a little bit deeper, that might be a little bit vulnerable, and have the conversation and know that I'm willing to step out and learn from those experiences. All right, this next one, I want you to put 2 thumbs out in the air like this. All I want you to do is you're going to make 2 really big circles with your thumbs. One's going to go clockwise, one's going to go counterclockwise. Just like this. Very good. Good job. I love you guys, but most of you guys are going the same way with your circle. Just because you're going slow doesn't mean anything. I like this in the back. We got a one-arm wind-up going on. Like, I'm going to get started. I'll get this other arm on. Got a guy in the back going like this. There's always one student, and there was one of these yesterday with the middle school students. It's like, yeah, I got to figure it out. And I'm like, you're going the same way, and they're like, okay. To me, leadership means doing multiple things. So I'm preaching to the choir here. We have groups of students. You guys are student leaders. You're involved in multiple organizations. You're students. You guys more than likely have a job, other responsibilities, a family, friends, potentially a boyfriend or a girlfriend, potentially children. You guys have lots of hats that you wear. And to me, leadership is knowing how to balance multiple things while learning new things. So it's kind of like juggling for me. Juggling, you start off with one juggling ball, right? Like for me, juggling, you start off with 3, right? You pick them up in the air and you throw them all up. Has anybody tried this? You go out to the kitchen, you grab some oranges, you try to juggle, you grab 3, you throw them up in the air, what happens? They all fall down to the ground. And then you pick them back up and you throw them up in the air, what happens? They all fall down to the ground. So if you're like me, you tried to juggle and you thought maybe juggling is impossible, it's too hard, because failure was a part of that. But I did a leadership camp in Cuba in 2012. It was really cool, it was beautiful, it was underneath, it was right by the ocean, underneath these huge mango trees. And there were mangoes that we could just eat, but there were also mangoes everywhere. And I had 3 mangoes, and I was trying to juggle. And this Cuban man came up to me and said, "Sir, that is not how you juggle. You don't juggle with 3, you start to learn to juggle with 1. And you put 1 in your hand, and you go back and forth. And as a matter of fact, I don't know if I have, here's 3 things. You start with 1, and you practice back and forth, just like this. Just back and forth. And you've got to master this before you move on to juggling. And you may drop it every once in a while, and that's okay. You just pick it up and keep going. And then you move to 2, and you start and you juggle. And you practice, and you practice, and you practice mastering that. And then you move into 3, and you can juggle more and more things. And that's how juggling goes. It's really hard with Sharpies, in case you guys are wondering. And then you can get to a point to where there are people who have mastered juggling so much that they can juggle bowling pins and chainsaws and babies and all sorts of crazy things. And multiple things at one time. And how do they learn how to do it? They start with 1 thing. And if they want to do a new thing, they bring 1 new thing into the fold. So today, you guys are already balancing a lot of stuff. You're already doing a lot. You're here today, and you're engaged, and you're excited to be here. My request for you is just add 1 more thing to your repertoire. 1 more thing so that you can walk away from here. So if you just take 1 thing away from today, and at the end of the day we'll have a chance to do that. And then add that to what you're already doing. And this last one is very, very simple. So I want you guys to do, actually this one's pretty challenging, Roy. I want you to do exactly as I say. Alright, so I want you to take your hand, go like this, wave at me, hi guys. I want you to look over at your neighbor, wave at your neighbor. Hi neighbor. All right, we're from Oklahoma, so I want you to make the OK symbol. Looks like this. All right. We don't do that. Roll Tide. Where did that come from? Okay. Go like this. All right, put up to your eye, look like this. Look at somebody, say you look silly. All right. All right. I want you to put it down like this. I want you to spin it in a circle 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, I want you to put it on your cheek. So there are like 3 types of people in this activity. There are the people that hear me say cheek, and they put it on their cheek. Good job. There were a few of you guys. It's impressive. And you hear me say cheek, but you see me put on my chin, and you're like, wait, he said cheek. And you do the old shave maneuver. You're like, whoop, right here. And then there are the people that still have your hand on your chin. No big deal. You'll figure it out eventually. To me, leadership is all about what you do and not what you say. So I say put it on my cheek, but I put it on my chin. People follow your actions, not your words. And my request today is, while we're together, very simply, let's be doers and not talkers. Let's be people that put action forward. Let's be leaders. That's what today looks like. And I want it to be fun. I want it to be engaging. And I assume that most of you know each other. You might know some people. You might not know some people. But in the spirit of being around leaders and being in leadership, one of the things I like to do is make sure that we can build this community of leaders. So very simple, and I heard this is a very competitive group. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock. This is really simple, so you can engage in this in whatever capacity you want. 1 minute on the clock. I want you to shake hands with as many people as you can in 1 minute, or fist bump, whatever, high five. Introduce yourself to as many people as you can. In 1 minute, the person that introduces himself to the most people in 1 minute will get a bonus prize. Ready, set, and go.
Molly.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate that.
3, 2, 1.
All right, so that was level 1. Level 1 competition, right? So level 2, because I agree, Ryan, this does seem like quite a competitive group of people.
Almost definitely one.
So we're gonna step it up a little. So there is a lapel pin that someone in this room is wearing, right? Don't look around yet. Everyone's like, where? Relax, it's okay, we'll get to that. What we'll do is that we'll have another minute on the clock. Shake hands with people around the room, introduce yourself. But now the bonus prize goes to the person who finds the lapel pin. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's on their collar. It can be anywhere on their dressing, or on their clothes, rather, right? So don't look around, everyone's looking around. Hang on now, hang on. All right, so when I say go, you may start looking and shaking hands about the room, all right? And if you find it, don't say anything, please, all right? For the sake of the sport, just don't call it out. Question?
What does it look like?
Great question. It's a small origami swan, and it has green coloring on it. It's quite small. All right, everybody ready, set, go.
All right, everybody freeze right where you're at. All right, so that was round 2. Anybody find it? No. Someone said, Roy said don't say what it was, so good.
Don't say it.
All right, so Roy, the level 3 is this. I want you to imagine your favorite people in the entire world. These are people that you love being around, your favorite people. Could be friends, could be family, could be people in this room, could be coworkers, whatever it may be. Your favorite people in the world. For whatever reason, you have not seen these people in 10 years. These are your favorite people, you haven't seen them in 10 years. You've been traveling the world, you've been making tons of money, you've been doing all these great things, you've been giving back, you've been whatever. But you love these people, and you want to see this group of people. Imagine those people in your mind. I want us to move around this room in the next 1 minute, and I want you to shake hands as if you're seeing your friends that you haven't seen for a really long time. Ready, set, go. There are 2 types of people during that last round. They would go like, think of your friends you haven't seen in 10 years, like go shake hands, race it, go, and they're like, ah! And then the other people that are like, oh, you guys. That's really fun. So, round 1, when we were meeting people, do you guys remember, does anybody remember how many people they met for the bonus prize? All right, pretty much everybody in the room. So, bonus prize, bonus points to you guys. Yeah, there you go. Bonus points to you guys who met everyone in the room. Wonderful job. So the idea is that first time we said move around the space. I want you to introduce yourself to as many people as you can, as fast as you can. And if you were like me, it kind of looked like this. It was like, hi, I'm Ryan. Hi, I'm Ryan. Hi, I'm Ryan. I didn't even wait to hear what anybody's name was. I just was trying to introduce myself to as many people. And when you go to an event like this, often it's like, man, I've got a lot going on. It's mandatory, or I'm here, and I just want to get through this as fast as I can. And I want to move through this as fast as I can. And I may not retain very much information because I'm just trying to push through. Today, I want to say we're here together. So to add on to leadership, let's be here. Let's slow down. Let's take our time. Let's focus on each other. Let's be very intentional about these interpersonal relationships that we can develop today. The second one, did anybody find the pin, by the way? Anybody? Good job by not saying anything. That's what Roy told you not to do. So the second one, if you were like me, it was more like this. Hey, I'm Ryan. Looking around, trying to find a pin on somebody and not really paying attention. We come to events like this often where we say, I'm really distracted. I've got homework, I've got work, I have responsibilities, I have things I have to do. I'm here, but I'm distracted. My encouragement for you today, my challenge for you is be all the way here. So far, you're doing a phenomenal job. Be focused, learn, try to gain that one bit of information. That last one, when we were trying to see our old friends, what are some emotions that you either experienced or observed during that last round? Anybody? Joy? Excitement? Fun? Fulfillment? Loud? Hugging it. I always like to see the huggers trying to hug the non-huggers. It's a fun combo. No, my encouragement to you, whatever is the best version of you to learn today, whether it's someone that is loud and engaging, be that person. If it's someone that is, I'm going to step back and I'm going to observe the room, I'm going to take everything in, be that person. Whatever is the best version of you, bring that person to the next hour and a half that we're going to spend together so that we can get that one piece of information and grow and challenge and go from there. Does that make sense to everybody? Okay, well, it's very simple. Well, I want to have a few more challenges because it seems like this group likes a quick little challenge. All I want you to do is I want you to take your left hand, put it in the air like this. I want you to put it down like this. I want you to imagine on your hand is a plate. And to those around you, I want you to tell the people around you what your favorite food is on this plate. Tell those around you what is on your plate. Your absolute favorite food or foods is on your plate. Tell the people around you. Raise it together.
My favorite
All right, does anybody want to share what was on their plate? Do you have anything really good? Yeah, go ahead. Jerk chicken. Jerk chicken, nice. Anybody else? Yeah. Spaghetti and meat sauce. What'd you have? Tacos. Steak, nice.
Original New York style cheesecake with homegrown strawberries on it.
Oh, nice. Very good. Anybody else want to share? Roy, what did you have on your plate?
Thank you. 2.5 pounds of bacon.
Okay. That's very specific. That's very specific. So what I want you to do is put your hand out like this, and to someone around you, whether it be the person on your left or your right, or someone behind you or someone before you, I want you to take your right index finger, I want you to point it at the ceiling like this, and I'll show you what Roy and I will be able to do. I want you to take that, I want you to place your right index finger in the left palm of someone nearby you.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing, just put your right foot in somebody nearby you. We're going to do a quick activity. It's called Gotcha. It's very simple. Whenever I say the word gotcha, you're going to try to catch this person's finger without letting this person catch your finger. Alright, it's very simple. So go ahead and place your finger down into the palm. Hey, there's only 3 rules to the game of gotcha. Rule number 1, do not go before I say gotcha. Rule number 2, keep your palms nice and flat. Rule number 3, don't break anybody's finger. It's just a game, okay?
I'm going to keep my finger like this because I have nails and I don't want to
Yeah,
hurt
so you put your palm nice and flat. You're going to try to catch her finger with your left hand. She's going to try to catch your finger with her right hand. Alright, but you're not going to want her to catch your finger. Alright, palms flat. You guys ready? You guys ready? Gotcha. Palms flat, palms flat. Palms flat. Try it again. Gotcha. I'm going to try this. If you guys will stand up for me, if you'll stand up. I know some people are still eating more all over the place. Be aware of your surroundings. There's tables, there's chairs, there's a videographer there. There's all sorts of stuff. I'm going to say a number, and I want you guys to get into groups of that many people as fast as you can. So if I say the number 3, I want you to get into groups of 3. Speed is of the essence. Very good job. 3, go for it. Hurry, 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 hurry. Hurry, hurry, hurry. All right, 7. All right, good. 11. Okay, we're going to do quick competitions inside your group of 4. Roy's going to be my spotter, so find your own space. You can move over here, you can move over here. Find your own space. Quick competitions. First group that can line up from shortest to tallest will be the champion. Shortest to tallest. Good job. Good job, well done. Okay, from longest hair to shortest hair.
It's the same. It's the same.
Good, same line, good job. All right, this time from the color of your shirt, from brightest to darkest. Color of your shirt. Good job. Nice, good job.
They haven't moved yet.
Biggest foot to smallest foot.
7.5, 10.
Good job.
Oh, I got it.
This one. From distance you live from this room. Distance you live from this room.
They moved.
That's what it's saying.
They could just go.
Very good. How about this? Line up from a numerical order for the last 4 digits of your cell phone. Numerical order by the last 4 digits of your cell phone. From lowest to highest.
Okay, done.
Nice, good job. Very, very good. All right, here's what I'm going to try. I want to try this. This is a different kind of competition. Inside your small group of 4, I'm going to put 2 minutes on the clock. The first, you have 2 competitions. The first competition is this. The group that can come up with the most things that everyone inside of that group has in common, that will be the first competition. So you might say something like, we all live in Nebraska, right? That'd be an easy one. You can go as many as you can think of. So you have 2 minutes to come up with as many. That's the first competition. The second competition is this. The group that comes up with the most interesting thing that everyone in the group has in common. So you might say, hey, we are all first cousins, and we didn't know it until today. That would be really interesting, right? So you have 2 minutes, ready, set, go.
I just got it.
Boxer. I like boxer.
My job is that I got in the military was military boxing.
That's probably good.
Cards are my favorite.
Me too.
Ten seconds. Five, four, three, two, one. All right, very good, very good, very good. So, by show of hands, if you guys have at least two things in common as a group, 3, 5 or more. All right, 10 or more. That's a big jump. Wow, okay. 15 or more. Wow, all right. 20 or more. 25 or more. 30. 35. All right, 35. So how many did y'all have in total? You lost count. You know it was more than 35. Okay. All right, very good. All right, so who thinks which group has the most interesting thing in common? Oh, let's hear it back here.
We're all Bronco fans.
You're all Bronco fans? That's pretty interesting. Oh, okay. They all want to go skydiving. All right, what about y'all?
You can't change it. That's cheating. Well, none of us know you.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what we all had in common. That was our.
Is that the most interesting?
That was the most interesting.
All right. What about
All
y'all?
odd birthdays.
All odd birthdays. All right. Anyone else most interesting? Yes.
We all played football.
You all played football. That's awesome. Awesome. Anyone else? Any other most interestings? Very good. All right, so if you guys could stay in your new small group and just find the table. I know some people have stuff at different tables, and so if you need to grab your stuff real quick, like your phone and your wallet, whatever, go ahead and do that, and then just meet up with your new small group at a table.
Where are we going to find?
So once you guys are all seated, I'd like to encourage you to take this moment to, if you haven't already, to share your name, where you're from, and what it is you are studying or have studied. What you are studying or have studied. hopefully everyone had the opportunity to introduce themselves. If not, I'm sorry. There's more time for it later, I promise. So you guys should have a piece of construction paper that I've placed on your table. Everyone should have one. If you don't, raise your hand. Very good. Cool. You should also have some Sharpie markers. And if you guys have pens, you can use those as well, whatever's preferred. But what I would like you guys to do as a small group, so at your individual tables, write down some qualities or characteristics that you feel that a leader should embody or have. If you want to, you can even put a little outline of a person. If you want, you can do that. You can be creative as you want, or as logically direct as you want. So just different qualities and characteristics. So feel free to discuss that with your group on what you think embodies a good leader. So you guys go ahead. Yes, to be clear, yes. Please write it on the construction paper. Different words, characteristics. Give you guys 1 or 2 more minutes to finish up your list for your leadership person.
I heard that one. I
James, let's see your list. I mean, let's see your list.
Should I name them off or just show you?
Good.
All right, so just a couple more moments, finishing up your final thoughts.
Very good.
Let's check out this list of yours.
Final thoughts. All right, so me and Brian and I had the opportunity to kind of walk around and kind of eavesdrop and listen to some of y'all's conversations. I'm really eager to hear what are some of your top leadership traits that y'all wrote down. Yes. Open-minded. I like that one. What else? Anyone else want to share some? Detail-oriented. I like that. Okay.
Willing to like give and receive.
All right. Willing to give and receive. So like servant leadership, right? I like that. Reliable. That's important. Integrity. Anyone else?
We have good listener and mentally stable.
Ooh, I like that. I like
Ethical and tenacity.
that. Ethical and tenacity. I like it. Anyone else? Yes. Assertive. Anyone else? Discerning.
Visionary.
Visionary. Ooh, you guys got like a whole scroll. All right, awesome. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna challenge you guys. Again, we kind of talked about stepping out of our comfort zones today, correct? We want to learn. So I want to encourage you guys and gals to narrow it down to 5. Narrow it down to 5. So I know there may be some conversation. Let's keep it civil, all right? So 5 characteristics, all right? Ready, set, go.
Integrity and
Feel free to rewrite those 5 on the back, by the way. Feel free to rewrite those 5 on the back. All right, guys, so 30 more seconds. 30 seconds.
that's a class. Oh, really?
What was this red on the back? Yeah.
So I'm going to go table to table. I'd really like to hear what you guys have. What are your top 5?
Openness,
Open.
empathetic, reliable, and responsible.
Excellent.
Roy, can you handle the microphone?
Yeah, I'll do that. Thank you.
Good listener, mentally stable. Patient, honest, and full of food.
Thank you. All of you.
Trustworthy, confident, open-minded, assurance, and team worker.
Perfect. Thank you.
We have resource, effective criticism, communication, decisive, open mind, and adaptability.
Perfect. So I'm starting to hear some that are repeating. That's good.
Be integrity, educated, loyal, self-image driven.
Skip them.
Patience, integrity, honest, role models as an example of communication.
Communication, visionary, integrity, responsible, and humble.
Confident, positive, humble, visionary, and compassionate.
All right, thank y'all for sharing. So, I don't know if you guys were noticing some similarities between the groups, but we're going to push you guys a little bit further. We're going to push you one step further. I would like each table to to now narrow it down to just one leadership trait that you feel like is the one. All right. So one leadership trait per group. Ready? Go.
In a way, they're very connected, because if you are a good leader,
That's up to you.
you're a leader, you
That's all right. Takes a lot of time.
We don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, that's all right. Okay. All right. How about y'all? Got it? You guys got it? Y'all got it? All right, so you were given a second piece of construction paper. So if you guys could actually write your one leadership characteristic on that. If you want to be creative with it, you can. If you just want to make it simple, that's cool too. So just write one leadership characteristic on that piece of construction paper. Big and proud.
Do we have another newspaper?
Yes.
And that's
Okay. Let's practice it.
So you will also have at least one person from each table stand up and just kind of tell what characteristic it is and why you chose that as a group.
Okay, so I'll do this.
All right. So I'll hand the microphone. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But I'll hand you on the microphone. So just present your one characteristic.
So ours is responsible. We chose it because it ties up all of our choices. So all of our choices that we came up with all of the words, it ties up into all of one. So that's why we chose responsible.
Nice. So what we're going to do, we're going to give her a unique form of clapping. This is called the one-handed clap. So if everyone can do it with me. You guys look great, by the way.
You want to explain it since you're pretty good at explaining and narrowing it down?
정직 is
He was going to explain in Korean, but we chose the word honest because it kind of tied in with the words we had to follow through. If you were to say you're going to do something, you're being honest, you're going to do it. With patience, you know, if you're an honest person, you'll wait for it. You'll have the patience for it. That's about it.
Perfect. Baby shark.
Be honest.
Baby shark. Baby shark. Right, baby shark. Very good. All right, how about this table?
We chose trustworthy, kind of for the same reason that they chose honesty, because we feel that of our top 5, really all the qualities, if you're trustworthy, you'll follow through with the rest of the qualities.
Mama shark.
We chose ethical because every leader needs to follow the rules. You can't play dirty or anything like that. If you're going to play dirty, you're not a leader. So, and all of ours tie into being ethical.
I like that. I liked that quote you just dropped. So, Grandpa Shark. Very good. Very good.
We chose integrity. We believe integrity is doing the right thing when nobody's watching. We believe it includes honesty, morals, and values, which covers just about everything. So integrity was our choice.
Daddy Shark.
Chose a role model. Good role model is honest. You have patience, integrity. It's just kind of, in my opinion, and I think theirs explains all the feels.
The slap yourself on the back clap or the self-praising clap? Good job, guys.
And we chose confidence, really because we felt like we were forced to choose one. We would have had all of them, but this is just one that stood out to us. So, yeah.
The golf clap. Is this the last table? Oh, you're already good. Integrity, right?
Yeah, we chose integrity because it's basically everything else that we have written down all in one. And you want someone that's integral to the mission.
The silent clap.
I think it's really interesting. So I've been observing and listening in on conversations and walking around the different tables. I think it's really interesting that we start off with a really broad list and we got a little bit more narrow, and each table almost had a different word at each table. And I think that's really cool to see that what leadership means to people is completely different depending on the scenario. Some things matter more to some people and matter to other people. So there's lots of different ways in which we can lead, and we can lead groups. My challenge today, another challenge, is the rest of the afternoon that we're together, I want your group, for that word to be like the motto for your group for the rest of the hour. And what you're going to do is we're going to do some activities in which Roy and I will challenge you, your thought process, will challenge you working together as a group, doing things together. And I want you to intentionally practice showing that leadership characteristic during that time. Because if we want to become better leaders, it's always said at the very beginning, you have tried things that seem a little bit uncomfortable, we keep practicing, we keep going, and we can do things that seem really, really hard. We can do things, we can change the way we are, we can change our paradigm and the way that we do things. And so for the next hour, I want you guys to try that. Before we do that, I want to take a break because you guys have been really awesome. So I want to take a 4 minute and 37-second break. And during the break, do things that you normally do on a break, but there are also these kind of posters right here with some Sharpies and some Post-it notes that have some prompts on them, like your favorite quote, your biggest goal or dream, your favorite travel destination, your goal for the day. I would like for you to try to write those down if you want to. Little known fact about Roy Golden, he's the most interesting man in the world. He sweats a lot, if you can't tell from his back. Turn around, Roy. All right. He also is incredibly strong, if you can't tell. He is top 250 in the world in grip strength that has been certified. He brought his grippers because he goes nowhere without his grippers. Show him a gripper, Roy. Yesterday on our drive here, he was sitting there squeezing his gripper the entire time. He is practicing. There are 4 levels of grippers, and only 250 men in the world have ever closed the number 3 gripper. Roy is one of those 250 men, and there have only been 5 people ever to close the 4. And Roy has been working for over a decade to close the 4. He does it. He squeezes those things all day, every day, so that he can try to get to a 4. If you would like to test your grip strength on his grippers, try it out. He is also, we might show us the grip, the most flexible person I've ever met in my entire life. And he doesn't look like it, but he is incredibly flexible, so we might try that out. During this time, I want you to go to Roy and see if you can find out something unique or interesting about Roy, because he is a walking, unique person right over here. So, great. 4 minutes, 37 seconds. Ready to go.